Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's definitely not morning. It's actually been a very long and stressful day. If I'm being honest with you, this is the car we're just gonna roll around in. It's just stock, other than the body kit. I don't know the map. I can't drive a manual. Um, this setup is so beyond scuffed right now. It looks really bad, like really bad. When I had to put the mic on, I was like, it's probably gonna be bad. So I don't know. Like the mic has already been dropped twice, just in a little bit of time. It still sounds a little loud. Which it's not actually loud at all. It's just like I'm trying to play around with things a little bit and just see. I don't think I'm gonna be recording the audio in this way anymore. I think I'll probably just be using. I look down. I think I'll probably just be using the Shroud Logitech mic to record, I guess, sim videos from now on, because I don't want to move this mic around to this degree. If I'm moving it around like this, I'm just gonna end up breaking it. I turned the map off, and like I said, I have no idea where I am. So as far as me having any idea where the actual road and stuff is, I don't really know. I ended up just buying Forza Horizon 5. Oh god. I look down at my gears again. I guess I'll just start it off like this. Don't get into sim racing if you can't work your way through really dumb, tedious issues. Yeah, so changing. So I was playing Assetto Corsa, putting tons of mods on, having trouble, and it's also because I don't have my I don't have all the car packs, so that's a problem. And then things continually get put on race department, and then they can't be found anywhere else. And yeah, so I'm already having trouble with the Assetto Corsa just in general because you can't always get all the tracks that you want. If you don't have race department, and you can't have the AI traffic properly because you don't have the car packs. Like, I was trying to get into second gear there. I was in first gear for a second, and I was like, that's not gonna work for me. Yeah, I won this car on my first wheel spin, so I was just like, oh, I'll just take this out. It's something with low horsepower that I can just cruise around and just drive around for a minute. But so, okay, the thing that crashed my game, it wasn't crashing my game. I could play single player, but I could not play online. So I had changed a couple real minor settings, and I'm like, there's no way that any of these minor settings that I changed could have played any role in my game crashing. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then after a while, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know what else to try, so I changed the stupid setting, which all I did was change from Celsius to just normal Fahrenheit and MPG instead of kilometers, right? Like that's all I changed. I changed imperial from whatever the other thing is. I changed to that, and it was causing my game to blue screen crash continually, and I wasn't able to play for like a solid hour, and there was no googling it. There was no googling this problem. Like you have to just work your way back through. Like, all right, what did I do? Where did I go wrong here? And the answer to where I went wrong was I guess something really just tedious. Sorry, I'm getting used to driving a manual transmission with a clutch. That's kind of a whole thing for me. Yeah, Content Manager was just hard blue screening and just crashing continually because I didn't have because I changed the unit measurement, which is insane to me that could cause that level of problem for me. But you know what? It's not insane to me because again, even when I had the Logitech rig, dude, you're destined to have. I'm going way too fast. You're destined to have issues. You're destined to have problems. And it's not anything against it. It's just like there's so many different things and so many different files you gotta open, and then whether things work with each other or not, like that. Not at all staying on my side of the road, I know. Setting up the table and the monitor mount was somehow like the hard part of getting the whole setup. Like it actually got harder later on in the day as things went on. You know what I mean, with like the blue screen issues and stuff. But yeah, it was just pretty bad. Like setting up the table was bad because I was like, okay, for one, the table's a foot taller than the lady said it was in the measurements. And I couldn't really tell. Like, I was like, dang, those are kind of long legs, like, as I was bringing them in the house. And it's like, yeah, they are long legs because it's a foot taller than the lady said it was. It's like, oh, okay. It's American made, though. It's not made in China. Like, it's, it was, like, from this Amish couple or Mennonite. Like, I don't really see the difference in it. Do you believe in technology, yes or no? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's all the same to me. Yeah, so just setting up the table was like super duper frustrating, and I even had to, I wanted to notch out the table, which I couldn't end up doing, so it's kind of mounted in a ghetto way. Like I couldn't figure out how to mount it, and then the solution I came up with of how I was gonna mount it was I inverted one of the legs so I could put it on the corner, because otherwise the mount just didn't have enough room to bite, and that was a problem in itself. And I got through that, worked my way through that. I'm not making anything here. Nope. And I play with everything off, other than rewind, just because I've played enough racing games. Like I don't want to reset anymore. I don't want to like reset the whole thing. But yeah, I play with like ABS off and traction control off and everything like that. So I wanted to fit. Yeah, so I had to invert the way, like, so it's a spring-loaded, like, mount for the actual thing that attaches to the monitor, and it needs a certain amount of weight for it to, like, you know, engage or have any type of, like, movement to it. And my LG is lightweight, the LG Ultra Gear or whatever thing, like, it was a 144 Hz monitor, and again, I didn't even remember until I could actually plug it in today, but so I ended up having to invert that because it weighs like nothing, so it put no strain on the monitor arm. Even if I loosened the monitor arm all the way up, it made absolutely no difference. It was still just like, oh yeah, like this isn't gonna work. So I ended up just inverting the monitor mount, which you probably shouldn't do if you had a heavier monitor, but because my monitor is light, I'm not super worried about it. The problem was the tilt was stuck pointing up, and the table's already like way too tall. So I needed to at least have the monitor pointed down, so I accomplished that. So it's not like exactly what I wanted. Like I wanted the monitor arm to come from the back of the table and reach across and look all cool and stuff, but the table's bigger than she said it was in many different ways than one. So that just didn't really work for me. I just had to kind of like, you know, go with what I had. Not having my e-brake kills my driving, like, hard. It's been my go-to, like, initiator since, like, dude, since, like, Gran Turismo 5, like, since PlayStation days. Like, it's been my go-to, like, how do I initiate a drift? Like, I lock up the e-brake, which is basically my B button on the wheel, but my wheel's constantly moving, so it's not very convenient. I see one sim drifter guy, and this guy, I forget who it is. It's like Shifter or something. Somebody has their like Xbox button mapped to be their e-brake, and hey, it makes sense because it's the only button. It's one of the only buttons that doesn't move, right? I mean, that's smart. I mean, if I was smarter, you know, obviously I'm not smarter, but if I was smarter, I would have probably just put my keyboard next to me and used the space bar as my e-brake, but I didn't. You know. I didn't do that back in the day, so instead of learning how to drive with a clutch at all, like I have little understanding of how the clutch works, I guess. instead of doing that, like instead of learning how to drive with a clutch, I turned my e-brake into, or I turned my clutch into my e-brake on my old Logitech rig, and that's how I learned to play Assetto Corsa. Like, I've spent over 1,000 hours like that with my e-brake, or my clutch with my e-brake. So I have to completely relearn, like, driving in every single way. Which is fine, like, I don't mind it. It's fun for me, like, it's engaging, like, it's, you know. But my body just has to kind of, like, learn what it's doing. I'm working with the clutch to try and, like, figure things out. I tried drifting earlier. It was pretty bad in, like, the FD car that I had. I'll just be in fifth gear. I feel like I'm just on this outskirt road that just, like, goes around the map. So I'm going to take the next right that I see. Yeah, it just sucks not having the e-brake, and there's nothing I can really do. It's just been out for delivery since Friday, and it's now, you know, Sunday night, Monday. Basically, you know what I mean? Like, past midnight on Sunday, I wanted to take that time. Yeah, so my e-brake's just been like, oh, it's out for delivery for 4 days now, so it's just gone. Like, somebody stole it. It kind of just is what it is, or it's disappeared, and I don't want to get, like, super hung up on it, even though I kind of have to until I get my money. I'm not even going to get hung up on it until I get my money back. I'm immediately going to buy a new one as soon as I just tell Thrustmaster, like, hey, this is, like, stolen, and I don't have it. Or as soon as I tell Fanatec, like, hey, I don't have this, it's been stolen. FedEx is running a scam on me. I don't know what's happening, but they never delivered it. Like, I'm sorry. And I'm really annoyed because I wanted the Fanatec one, and the Thrustmaster one is more expensive. It's like, it's not really what I want, but if Fanatec is going to send it through FedEx again, like, I can't receive the package, so I just can't buy anything from Fanatec until I get, you know, my own house, I guess, which sucks. You know what I mean? It's not, there's nothing I can do about it. Sputter because I let off the clutch. I was in fifth gear and then I like just shifted into third. Yeah, that sucks. Kind of scuffed setup, like table, like just everything just kind of scuffed. And I don't really plan on unveiling the setup until it's not so scuffed. Like, I don't know, until I have like the desk set up a little bit more where I'd like it to be. It's not what I wanted to do. I was in too high of a gear. Car just didn't want to do anything. I'm starting to get spirited there. It didn't work for me at all. Yeah, whenever I get the e-brake and I put I have boxes on my desk right now with like games and Funkos and stuff that are gonna go there. But I don't really want to show the whole setup until I get the e-brake. I feel like that kind of completes it. And my mic is just hanging on the edge of my desk right now. It's so bad, man. Like when I tried to do the test with the mic like right next to me, it just wasn't working because, you know, audio doesn't. It goes in front of me. It's not gonna go next to me. Obviously, it wasn't working. I don't know. Need the bigger monitor for this stand, but for now, I'm big chilling. Like I've bought pretty much everything that I want or need for like the rig. I just need the e-brake to actually come through. Yeah, but I'll hold off. I found 3 really nice like big gaming monitors. I guess you would call them. I would call them like TVs. Like when you cross over from the 34-inch range, I'm like, all right, you're getting into the TV range at this point. So there's like a 43-inch and like a 48-inch. There's a Aorus Predator one, and then there's like another one that I think is just a Predator one, or maybe it's a slightly different one. And then there's like a couple Asus like 43-inch TV ones. So I've seen those, but they're all a little expensive. Like I'll kind of lowball the people. They'll want like at least $500 for them. And I'll open box. I'll kind of lowball them if I do anything. I don't want to spend more than $200. But again, I'm chilling. my monitor I have right now will work. So I'm good for now. And like, I don't know why I feel like I need to have these crazy things or like the best of everything, dude. Like, I don't know why. I'm in the wrong gear. I went to second and it would have just been bad. I don't know why I feel like I need to have the craziest thing. Like, the setup I have right now, as wonky and as goofy as it looks right now, is probably like, top 95, 99th percentile of everyone that owns a sim rig. Like, I don't know. I'm not like showing off to anyone. I don't know. I like to have nice stuff for myself. I don't know why, but I also need to chill. I did this turn in a race earlier. I only got it right one time. Those rocks are killer, dude. The bushes got me last time, so I didn't know the rocks would get me too. Yeah, so I'll just lowball people if I do anything, but I'm gonna try and avoid Facebook Marketplace for a little while. I'm really good at finding really awesome stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but the problem is I'm not a reseller. I'm just like, is this gonna go into my tech hoard? And it's like, yeah, it's just gonna go into my tech hoard and stay there forever. Yeah, I don't know. I just have issues. We all know this. With shopping and everything else. I thoroughly enjoyed Forza Horizon 4. I never bought the DLC for it, but I probably still put in over 1,000 hours into that game. Like, I legitimately really enjoyed Forza Horizon 4. Like, just the open world, the exploring, the seasons. I wasn't so much a fan of this. Oh my god. I feel like I was that close. I wasn't so much a fan of the seasons itself as I was like. Not like the seasons, like winter, spring, fall. I didn't care for that, but I actually did like the multiplayer seasons and doing all the events and stuff. Like, it gave you something to do. It gave you a reason to log in, and you get cool cars that were potentially really expensive. So yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the game. So I didn't even know that everything wasn't out for Forza Horizon 5. I literally just learned that there's like a rallying DLC that comes out on the 29th. So I'll definitely be checking that out. Curious to see what that's about. I've done a circle, and I need to take the next right that I see. Unless the next right that I see is me just going in a circle, and I need to just keep going for a little while, and then I take a right. Maybe the second one. But yeah, I really like Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5. Like, it's $60 with all the DLC, and I think that's fair for the game. Like, I know some people are like, Forza Horizon's very samey. The only Forza Horizon game I actually got to play was 4. I didn't get to play 3, 2, 1. I didn't get to play any of that. Like, I missed out on getting to play all of those games. So, for me, it's still fun. Like, I don't know. Like, the model itself, I think, is enjoyable. I thought that blue car was a sign, so I was kind of just, like, leaning towards it as I was looking at it. Yeah. And like I say, this is what I wanted to do. Like, what I'm currently doing right now, I haven't actually, like, been rolling around and doing it all day. I've been doing missions and setting up the computer and doing all this crap all day, basically. Instead of just, like, having fun and enjoying myself. But I didn't have all the parts and pieces and have everything together until, like, the middle of the day today. And I did play for, like, 3 or 4 hours and just kind of have fun and do the missions and get myself to the point where I was actually able to go out in the open. This road loops me, and I don't really want to be looped. Yeah. But this is what I want to do. I just wanted to go out and drive. Like, when I drove home today, I actually didn't have to drive. I looked down at the shifter. I'm not used to using manual shifter in general, but it's definitely different than my Logitech one. That's for sure. But yeah, when I drove home today, like, the road that I took this time, I didn't have to go up some giant hill or any BS like that. It was nice, flat, like, very curvy, fun road. So, like, and I was kind of in a rush because, again, like, I've been waiting on this table all weekend. I've done tons of things. I've made deals with people. I've ran around, done all this stuff. And then, I finally get the table, and I just want to get everything together. So I rushed home a little bit. It was only a 7-minute drive. But I kind of just, cruised home at like a nice fun pace. There was nobody out on the road, you know, and like some of the turns are pretty tight. So you know, you take the apex line. You know what I mean? Just not like this, obviously, but like, you know, you take the apex line. Like I'll do a turn, I'll show you. I don't know, like if it's out here in the country by myself, just kind of, you know, if it's a real tight turn, I'll kind of exit a little wider, keep the speed. Going the speed limit was like 50 on this like crazy back road, but then like there's turns on the road that specify 10 miles an hour. So like you could imagine what your problem would be if you were not paying attention. But it was a nice, fun, spirited drive. Like I don't know why, maybe because I was coming home to do the sim rig and all that stuff. I was like. Maybe because I was coming home to do the sim rig, I was like, man, I just want to hurry up and get home. My car always smells like burning coolant. It just smells like burning oil, burning coolant. I don't know, I'm not a mechanic. There's constantly a puddle of fluid under my car. And I check the fluid every once in a while just because you would assume there would be a problem if I'm always seeing fluid under my car, but I never seem to see lower fluid, so I'm not too sure. But, you know, again, like, she's 20 years old, you know, I've been through hell and back. And, yeah, so I just had a little spirited drive back to the crib with my, come on, dude, I was not that close, with my table in tow, just so I could get everything together and start working on the rig, and just working towards this inevitable goal, you know what I mean? I don't know if I even said anything in yesterday's video, but I went and got the cord for the shifter, like Friday? Yeah, because you're always, like, technically a day behind. So I would go and get the, I went and got the cord for the shifter, and it worked just fine, like no problem, hooked up, no problem. But again, the package said it was like 13 pounds. The package it came in weighed a pound. And that's not the gear I wanted to go on. I put it in first gear for absolutely no reason. I'm not using the clutch for whatever reason to get there. Yeah. Alright, I can actually see this turn. I was thinking about keeping the map on because it would have been helpful for me to know like where I was going, but I was like, nah, it's more like cool and cinematic. And it looks better, and also you can't see how many times I'm missing gears and make fun of me for it, you feel me? I gotta turn the page. Oh god. Oh no. I've knocked your cord over, which is a bad sign because it's the only thing keeping the cord off of the gear stick thingy. Okay. I've kind of jumped around a little bit, you know, some driving. Yeah, I put in the notes, old Betsy on the back roads smelling like burning fluids as usual is hitting the apexes. Yeah. Easy bro, easy. I gotta get used to the whole like heel toe thing, and I don't know, a lot to get used to. I think I don't really mind. There's weirdly no character like creation variety. Despite the game being very overly like inclusive, which was weird, because in the last game, in Forza Horizon 4, my guy was like he was like a fat, snobbish guy that always wore a crown and looked stupid and everything else. And in this one, my only option for like a white dude was just like a 16-year-old, skinny, weird-looking guy. That was my only option. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I was a little like, okay, I guess I just can't be myself in this one. Okay, that's all right. I see you. I don't know what to say about that, but all right. Got a lot of voice There's so many options, but I couldn't be myself, and it's like I don't know. More open character customization would be good for this, I guess. Just in general, that way you don't have to worry about like anyone, you know, not feeling included or something. I just wanted to look like myself, but I understand people wanting, you know, inclusion and things. Cruising around. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have not seen anything on sim racing for the last year. Like nothing on like Forza or really anything like on BeamNG, because I feel like BeamNG has kind of really picked up this year. I haven't really heard, I haven't really seen or watched anything on these games in the last year while I was like living in my car or whatever. I wasn't really very focused on like what was happening with sim racing, or you know, I didn't really think I'd be getting to have my wheel again. Like, I didn't know when that would be or if that would ever be again. Weirdly enough. And now I just have like a new one. But yeah, I didn't really watch anything. I'm holding the clutch, I gotta stop doing that. Was that a car back then? I think it was a camping car. I'm also looking for those rare spawn cars. That was one of my favorite things, was just like the map exploration in the old game. It was just like finding cool cars and stuff. Finding cool cars, you know, cool areas. I just enjoy exploration. Like this, Forza Horizon 5 is like if Grand Theft Auto did a better job at, you know, single player content or things that weren't just like money grubbing. I have to totally relearn driving. I have no choice. Like, which I don't mind. Pretty much through my notes too, so I'm gonna focus a little bit more on actually driving. Nope. That's totally, I should have been in third gear and maybe slow down a little more. My sensation for speed isn't there yet. At least in this game. It's just not there. I wonder where the drifting, I say, but like it's gonna take some practice. It seems like a lot of it comes down to throttle control, or the only drift car that I tried had way too much horsepower. Because it was really difficult for me to do. But again, it's like, I almost don't even want to pain myself with trying to learn drifting until I have an e-brake. Like, there's no point in, like, doing anything other than just driving the car normally until I can, like, have an e-brake. Like, if I don't have an e-brake, there's no point trying to train myself, like, I don't know. I might practice drifting a little bit. I practiced a little bit in Assetto earlier just to, like, see that it worked and, like, you know, that it felt good. And it did. It's just like without my e-brake, I'm just constantly fumbling because I just don't know where to put myself. I'm trying like to hit the clutch to like just to get more power on a pedal. It just wasn't really working for me. I got the paddles and everything hooked up too, but because we're in a BRZ, and I need to learn, you know, just like shifting in general, using the H pattern. Which feels so nice, dude. Like everything about the rig, other than like, it's a little shaky with the wheel, like, which I don't mind too much, as long as it doesn't break. Oh god. Alright, fine. Make sure I'm in the right gear. Oh yeah, I almost returned this game. Like, I went to buy it, and then I like kind of played around with the settings a little bit, and as soon as I got out in the tutorial thing, I was like, this feels so bad, it feels horrible, there's absolutely no way that I'm gonna continue to play this. And I looked up wheel settings because I was like, I'm just not gonna play this. Like, I'm just gonna return the game because it feels so bad. Like, I just paid $60 for something that feels like super bad. But then I looked up a guy that I've been watching a little bit, you know, doing this sim drifting, or just because again, it's like, well, I've had the wheel and I haven't been able to play, but I've been like, you know, watching other people, you know, do sim racing, sim drifting. I've been watching stuff on, like I say, BeamNG, and learning like, oh, dude, BeamNG is like hitting right now. It's actually like a good game and it's worth buying. And yeah, I don't know. Like I say, Forza Horizon for me was more just like, I just wanted to cruise, man. I wanted to hop on and cruise. I want to be able to get first person. I want to be able to have some fun. Like, I don't know. Like, this game is really, really good for that. It's really good for just like, I don't know, cruising and having fun. Like, when I had Forza Horizon 4, the wheel did not feel great. Like, it felt okay, but I just could not drift. Like, it just was not happening. Like, it just sucked, and I think I just gave up on it, and then I started drifting Assetto Corsa, and it, like, clicked for me. Like, Assetto Corsa and CarX, and it clicked for me, and then I was just like, alright, well, I'm never playing it again. But I want to make another attempt at it, and even if I don't do any drifting content, which is probably the majority of the content that I would do in this game, I'll still probably get my money's worth just in, like, learning to drive again, and playing through various, like, missions and stories and things. I seen that.
Round one is a go.
Okay.
Bank those
I
skills.
wasn't really mean, my map's off, so I'm not going. My map's off. I'm not going. Sorry. Okay. I mean, I was kind of hoping I had a tighter turn radius than that, but it was not. But, yeah, our boy, Hacky Hoshi, hooked me up. Like I said, someone that I've been watching a little bit over the last, like, since I got the rig, that's when I kind of started consuming content on, like, sim racing again. Kind of just, like, seeing, like, what looks good right now. And like I said, of course, it's been looking good forever. Forza Horizon is still, you know, it's a popping thing.
Turn left.
And the big thing that people were saying was, like, that just the overall wheel performance was better. And I'm just like, alright, maybe it makes sense in buying now. Because, again, the wheel performance before it sucked. It was bad.
Turn left.
It just didn't feel very good. I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to follow the lady. But I think I'm by myself. That's another thing that kind of sucked about the Forza, like Horizon arcade thing, is unless people need points, they're just not doing it. Like, nobody's going out and just like, all right, for fun, I'm gonna go and do this. It's like, no, nobody's going out there to do it for fun. It's not.
Turn around.
I don't want to say that it's not fun, but it's grinding. Like, mining iron isn't always fun. I don't know how to explain it. I guess that's a bad way to explain it. But yeah, like, nobody does them unless they don't need points.
Turn
At
around.
least not that I've seen so far. I've only seen a couple of them so far on this, but I haven't actually seen anyone else go to them other than me. I'm not turning around, lady. Like, I wish I didn't have the thing. I also don't remember. Can I? Yeah, that.
Time out! Round one! Hey!
Ah, bad luck.
I
Hey,
got an achievement for failing too.
if you want to go again.
Dude, I feel like I'm driving around like the same parts of the map at this point. But they keep making it back to this like one corner of the map, like this one coastal road. Yeah. I'm just gonna focus on my spirited driving for a second, see if I can actually do something. I gotta come up with a place for this mic to go potentially, and then I also need a place for the actual cam to go. And I'm not too sure like what the perspective will be. Like, I don't know what it'll look like yet. It's kind of all just like a wait and see thing. And I don't know, I'm just trying not to stress myself out too bad, because like I say, like, if everything falls apart, I lose my job tomorrow, everything's on fire, it's bad. You know what I mean? Everything goes real bad. I could hang out at my apartment for 4 or 5 months and just make content. I mean, that probably, maybe that goes somewhere, but I don't know. I could just figure out something. I don't need to like drive myself up a wall about it. I'm just trying not to be too stressed out about it. Like, whatever happens, happens. Again, probably something, you know, not, it probably won't happen, but if we ever like pop off or something, and I don't know, I have enough money, let's just say I make enough money, $20,000, $30,000 or something, I can just spend on a car, like blow on a car type thing. I do like POV drives and stuff, like, my Ford Focus RS or whatever goofy car I have at the time. I don't know, I'd really like to get, like I say, like a JZX 100 or something that looks a lot like a Camry. That's rear wheel drive. And I know there's like the Lexus GS's or whatever that have the old super motor, but it's not that I don't like them, it's just they're not as cool as the actual JDM cars. Like they're just not as rare, I guess. If they're stanced out, like, they're pretty cool. Like the old Lexus LS 400 stanced out are pretty cool. If you haven't been able to tell by the obvious, like, you know, we're playing a racing game. I'm super into cars. I'm really into cars. Very passionate about cars. I've always been, you know, poor, for one. And for two, I'm always worried about, like, well, if I had a fast car or dangerous, like, if I had a fast car, I'd be trouble. You know what I mean? You can't give me, like, with some of the cars I see people driving around and I'm just like, oh, I'd be in trouble. See, like, people rolling around in, like, Challengers, 392s with, like, the the shaker hood. Like this one lady has like a purple one with a shaker hood, and I'm just like, oh dude, and it's loud, bruh. I'm like, there's no way, man. I'd be in trouble. And then there's another lady that occasionally I see at the thrift stores that has a black, and I hate her choice in wheels. She has a black with a red like line. I'm sorry, brother. Black with like red line, black with black rims, but they're like red line. And it's the Ford, not Ford. It's the Honda Civic Type R. She's got like a 2018, 2019. What's the Ford or? So she's got, it's probably like a 2022 like Honda Civic Type R. I'm just jealous, man. I don't know how people afford these things like that. There's levels to everything now, and it's just like I just haven't hit that level of like I make $60,000 or $70,000 a year yet. That would be an amazing level to be at, where you're just like, my disposable income is insane. Like the things I'm able to do and buy with my money now is because I have, I have that level of disposable income. But if I had more money, just have more disposable income, I'd be able to buy cooler stuff. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it off here. Like I say, it sucks that I don't have a webcam yet for the actual wheel cam, so you can't see that I'm operating 3 pedals with like the shifter and the wheel. And we've been, in a very slow car, so it's not like I've been working very hard. I have had a couple of accidents. I couldn't really help it. There's like blind turns on a couple of them where it was just like, this road dead ends into a fork. I hope you're ready. And I haven't been watching the signs, so. I'm curious to see what this audio sounds like. If I can at least hear myself, I'm not gonna redo it because it's anytime I have some type of like issue where I have to redo something, it's always the first take was the easiest take. It was the best take. It was just, I was comfortable, I guess. So then when it doesn't actually like hold up and the audio scuffs out or something goofy, which has happened to me a couple times, just sucks. I keep going for the clutch. Like sometimes you'll see me going for the clutch and I'm actually trying, like if I'm braking, I'm also trying to hit the clutch, because anytime anytime I'm braking or trying to like go for the clutch half the time, I'm actually trying to go for what I believe to be my e-brake, and it's just not my e-brake. Yeah. I don't know, this is, like I said, this is super enjoyable. Like, this is a big part of me, and that's always a fun, it's not a good thing, but maybe it is a good thing. When I want to call off work the next day and just have fun, man. Like, my backbone hurts real bad, like, my back props and everything, so, like, my backbone's actually hurting pretty bad because I've been sitting in the chair a good bit, but I don't know, I'm entertained, I'm having some fun, like, the sensation and the feel, like, it's nicer than it was with the Logitech wheel. It feels better, it feels nicer, like, I'm just having a somewhat good time, other than all the, like, tech issues that I was solving through earlier. Dude, I am hooting it right now. I am, like, on the edge. Alright, we're at the chill. Back. Alright. A parking lot I can pull up in? It is. I see, again, the problem when I'm holding the clutch down to shift gears, I'm shifting gears in my head, but then I'm also I'm thinking I'm hitting the e-brake. Like when I'm holding the clutch down, I'm like, alright, I should also be slowing down. But when I just hold the clutch, I don't slow down. I just continue on at like the same rolling speed. Yeah, I really can't wait to get my e-brake. Yeah, I hope everyone's a good day. I hope this video doesn't come out to be the most scuffed thing I've ever done, which wouldn't be that difficult to do, if we're honest, right? Trying to figure out where my buttons were. Alright. Boom. Oh, see, I still have the wing. That wasn't bad. I barely touched it. But appreciate anyone that watched. There will be a lot more sim racing content to come as time goes on. So I get, more maps, more things, more practice. Again, it's I have to relearn how to ride a bicycle. And then I don't really want to show me falling all the time. I don't mind just like driving around like this, but I don't really want to show my drifting too much. I'll show a little bit of progression, I guess. Maybe in the next video. Maybe like a Seto video, but like I said, this is what I wanted to do today. I paid $60 just so I could do this, and I'll have my money's worth in a couple of days. Like, Forza is really good at, I don't know, just being entertaining, having lots of stuff to do. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. I can't wait to show everyone what the rig actually looks like when it's done, and not, super scuffy like it is right this second.